Hello students, today we are going to start the new chapter current electricity. Now current electricity is a very important form of energy, and from morning to night we are constantly using this form of energy. We are using the light, you are using the fan, you are using the music system, TV, AC, washing machine, refrigerator and many more devices that are running on the single source of current energy, that is the current electricity. Now there are two types of electric current. There are two types of electric current. One is called the DC, that is the direct current that we get from the cell, and one is called the alternating current AC that we get used in our homes for lighting up bulbs and all this. So in this chapter we will concentrate only about the DC, and in the higher classes we will study about the AC. Now what is the difference? Let me tell you. DC is a current whose magnitude, whose EMF does not change. Whose magnitude does not change. It remains almost constant for a fairly sufficiently long time. But as we study in the next class, in the alternating current, the magnitude and the EMF constantly changes. That is why it is called alternating current. But we are going to study about the direct current, the current which flows in one direction from the positive terminal to the negative terminal and whose magnitude remains constantly for a long time. Sources of direct current. We are familiar of the cells. Now what is the source of direct current? The source of direct current is the cell. The source of direct current is cell. A cell gives us a DC, direct current. Okay, as you can see in the figure, this is the example of a figure of a dry cell that we buy from the market to use in the clocks, to use in the toys, to use in the remotes, TV remotes. So this is the single cell, and the brass cap is the positive terminal, and the base, that is the zinc case, the base is the negative terminal. When these two are joined by a cell, joined to a bulb, then when the circuit is completed, then we can see that the bulb is glowing. This proves that current is being flowing in the circuit, and the cell is the source of current. Now in a cell, chemical energy changes into electrical energy. Chemical energy takes place and chemical reaction take place. As a result of those chemical reaction, chemical energy changes to electrical energy, and when we connect the cell in a circuit, we get the cell produces electric current. Kinds of cell. There are two kinds of cell, the primary cell and the secondary cell. In primary cell, you can say these are the use and throw type cell, which cannot be recharged. After the use, for whatever period it may be, we have to throw it and new cell has to be replaced. Now, in this cell, the chemical reaction that takes place is irreversible reaction. Means it cannot be reversed, or it cannot be charged. Okay, so that is why these are called the use and throw type cell. Now let's come to the second one, the secondary cell. In this type of cell, the chemical reaction take place is reversible. The reversible chemical reaction take place, which means that when we recharge it, when we pass current through the cell, then reverse chemical reaction takes place and the cell again becomes as new. As we see in the mobile phone, when the battery becomes almost dead, we charge it and the battery becomes again as new. So actually what happens, what is the reason when we are charging it, that is when we are passing current through the cell, then a reverse chemical reaction is taking place, that is called the charging. And when you are using the cell, that when the cell is giving us current, then that is called discharging. So discharging is what? When cell is giving the current, and charging is what? When you are giving current to the cell for the reversible chemical reaction. Okay students? Okay. So charging takes place, and as a result of charging, what happens? The cell becomes again as new. Okay. So this facility of charging the cell and obtaining it again for use is only in case of secondary cell. Let us see the differences between primary cell and secondary cell. Chemical reaction is reversible. Here the chemical reaction is it is irreversible in case of primary cell and reversible in case of secondary cell. Chemical energy is converted into electrical energy. Here electrical is converted to chemical, that is the recharging, and again chemical is converted to electrical, that is discharging. Means it can be recharged and discharged, but in primary cell it cannot be recharged. Okay, so you just read the other differences. So this is all about electric current. Now what actually is electric current? Electric current is the flow of charges. When charges flow across any conductor, then we say that there is a flow of electric current. When two bodies are rubbed together, they get charged due to the transfer of electron from one body to the other. The body gaining electron becomes negatively charged, while the body losing electron gets positively charged. A positive charged body has a deficit of electron, and negative charged body has a excess of electron. This thing we know. So when we are connecting two bodies, then what happens? When these two bodies are joined, for example, if the two bodies are joined by a metallic wire, then what will happen? The excess electron on the negative charge will move to the positive charge. Okay, the excess electron on the negative charge will move towards the positive charge, which has a deficiency of electron. And this flow of charge is called electric current. So current is actually the rate of flow of charge, means what quantity of charge is flowing per second. What is the meaning of rate of flow? It means that what is the quantity of charge flowing through the conductor per second. Suppose this is a conductor, and at any cross section, how much charge is flowing through any cross section in 1 second. So that we call what? That is called the current. So current is the rate of flow of charge. It means the quantity of charge that is flowing per second. That is called what? Current. So the formula of current is given here. You can see current is equal to charge by time. It has no direction. Obviously it has direction, but still we consider it a scalar quantity. We don't consider it vector quantity. Why? This is studied in higher class. Current has direction, still it is considered as a vector quantity because it does not follow the rules of vector addition. In metals, conductor, current flows due to the presence of free electron. We know that. What is the basic difference between a metal and non-metal? Insulator and conductor? The presence of free electron. The presence of free electron, large number of free electron in a metallic conductor makes it conductor. Okay, that current can pass through it only because it contains a large number of electron. Okay, total charge Q. Actually total charge is what? A number of electron into charge of 1 electron. This you study later, that charge of any body is the integral multiple of the charge of electron. Okay, charge of any body is the whole number multiple of charge of electron. So charge of any body can be written as N into E. So I is what? Q by T, means Ne by T. So in case of metallic conductor, the current flows because of what? The current flows because of the presence of free electrons. Okay. Now in electrolytes, this we study in chemistry, electrolysis, electrolytes, current flows because of the presence of positive and negative ion. Suppose you are taking HCl solution and passing current, then in that you will have the H plus ion and Cl minus ion. These both ions are responsible for the flow of current. Okay, so this is the difference between the conduction of electron in the electrolyte and the conduction of electron in the metals. Okay, unit of current. So unit of current is what? Charge by time. So means the SI unit of charge is coulomb and SI unit of time is second. So coulomb per second. So by this way we are getting the current of coulomb per second, which is called as ampere after the name of a scientist. Okay, that we call it ampere. Okay, so unit of current is ampere. Okay students, please go through this part and we study the rest in the remaining class. Okay students, have a nice day.